My child, my beloved, this is not a dream. It is not an illusion. What is unfolding right now is real, deliberate, and timed with precision. Archangel Michael is standing at the threshold of your destiny, calling your name with urgency. He says, "Open this message right now. Do not delay. Do not look away. Time is moving faster than you realize, and there is a reason you were preserved when others fell. You were strengthened when you had no strength left, carried when you should have collapsed. The reason was hidden until now. Heaven is whispering, and the window is narrow. There are moments when destiny condenses into minutes, and this is one of them. What shifts in a short span can redirect an entire lifetime. If you close your heart, the moment passes. If you open it, breakthrough rushes in with force. Archangel Michael is not offering drama, he is delivering a warning wrapped in mercy. A choice stands before you, and it cannot be undone once missed. There is a truth buried in your bloodline that is rising to the surface. Something was never spoken. Something was concealed for generations. Someone you believed stood with you has been quietly working against you. But heaven says their plans are collapsing even now. Angels have drawn a boundary, and you are standing on holy ground. Forward is the only direction that leads to life. Your name was written in fire before you ever spoke your first word. Darkness tried to erase it. Familiar hands tried to bury it. Still, God sustained you because the appointed hour had not yet arrived. Now Archangel Michael says, "This is the moment. This is the hour." What is about to be announced in the heavens cannot be overturned on earth. Do not walk away from the announcement of your own destiny. A turning is already in motion around you. A powerful figure is being drawn toward you, carrying something that belongs to you, a document, a truth, a key lost long ago. At the same time, another presence nearby is resisting it, smiling outwardly while working inwardly against you. Archangel Michael says, "The mask is about to fall. You are not exposed in this moment, your adversaries are. You are not standing alone, even if it has felt that way. For every hand raised against you, heaven has raised a sharper defense. Angels are positioned around your life right now, guarding what was threatened. This is why you survived moments that should have ended you. This is why your story did not conclude early. Preservation was preparation. Pay attention to what your spirit has been sensing for months. That quiet awareness that something was shifting, that something unseen was approaching, it was not imagination. Archangel Michael says it was heaven aligning the final pieces. What was stolen is being returned. What was delayed is being released. What was silenced is about to speak with authority. Every prayer whispered in the dark was counted. Every tear weighed. This message arrives because the hour you were spared for is breaking open. You were protected for an assignment greater than survival. Archangel Michael leans close and says, "You were needed. Not only for yourself, but for those connected to you, those your obedience will shield, those your courage will rescue." This is why certain relationships collapsed without explanation. Heaven was removing traps before you ever stepped into them. If you could see what is happening now, you would be overwhelmed. Angels are moving swiftly, repositioning events, unlocking provision, stirring memories in people who once overlooked you. Someone you have not yet met is being drawn toward you with an unexplainable pull. Rejection is turning into remembrance. This is not coincidence, it is orchestration. Still, there is a final alert you must heed. Archangel Michael warns that a shadow is trying to slip through at the last moment, someone close enough to speak your name, yet willing to betray without hesitation. Their time is finished. Heaven has marked the end of concealment. Soon, a sign will appear so clear that denial will be impossible. When it does, remember this moment. It will confirm that these words were never ordinary. This message does not end your journey, it ignites it. What has been hidden is surfacing. What has been guarded is being released. Stay awake. Stay receptive. Destiny is not approaching, it is arriving. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $10. My beloved, if you feel the heaviness settling in your chest, do not resist it. This is not another motivational moment meant to lift you briefly and leave you empty again. This is a lifeline being thrown directly into the rushing current of your life. If your heart is burning, if your eyes sting with tears, if your hands feel unsteady, it is because your spirit recognizes the authority behind these words. It is the same voice that held you together when everything in you wanted to collapse. The same voice that whispered, "Hold on," when you were ready to disappear. It is Archangel Michael echoing the command of the Most High, calling you to stand because your time has arrived. Yet even in this sacred hour, there is a warning you must not ignore. Archangel Michael warns, there is also a shadow trying to slip through the cracks at the last moment. Someone close enough to call you by name, but dark enough to betray you without hesitation. Their season of hiding is ending. Heaven has counted their days in secrecy. Very soon, you will witness a sign so unmistakable that doubt will have nowhere to hide. When it happens, do not dismiss it as coincidence. Do not explain it away. That sign will be your confirmation that what you are hearing now is not imagination, but a dispatch sent directly from heaven. Pause and feel this again, because repetition is not accident, it is emphasis. This is not random content crossing your screen. This is rescue reaching for you. If your spirit feels exposed, awakened, or shaken, it is because something ancient inside you remembers the sound of truth. Archangel Michael's voice carries the authority that kept you alive when danger circled. Stand up, chosen one. You are no longer in preparation. You are in activation. If these words strike deeply, mark this moment in the spirit. Pause and breathe. Whisper quietly, "I receive." This is not ritual, it is agreement. Agreement gives heaven permission to move fully on your behalf. Every revelation that follows will be like a marker placed along the path out of confusion. Miss one, and the path feels harder. Stay attentive, because heaven is not speaking casually. It is speaking strategically. Right now, angels are gathering with precision around what concerns you. They are positioning themselves around your home, your finances, and your bloodline. A circle of protection is being drawn that nothing unclean can cross. You may not sense it fully yet, but you will soon notice changes. Dreams will shift. Conversations will surface unexpectedly, carrying hidden meaning. Old documents, forgotten messages, or photographs will reappear, unlocking memories you did not realize mattered. None of this is random. This is heaven weaving restoration thread by thread. Archangel Michael's sword is already unsheathed and aimed forward. It is cutting away connections that drained your strength. It is severing agreements made in darkness without your consent. It is breaking cycles that bound your ancestors so you would not repeat their suffering. This is not a symbolic hour. This is a breaking point. Cycles are ending. Patterns are collapsing. Deliverance is not approaching, it is happening. Do not allow distraction to steal this moment from you. Noise will rise. Interruptions will come. Doubt will try to lull you back into sleep. Resist it. Heaven is knocking with urgency, not tomorrow, not later, but now. Open your heart. Open your eyes. Open your life. The miracle you cried for is not waiting in the distant future. It is standing at the edge of your present, waiting for your agreement to cross over. You must understand this truth as deeply as you breathe. You were not placed here by accident. You were not spared by coincidence. You are not reading these words by chance. Heaven is deliberate. Every delay had a purpose. Every detour was designed to bring you back into alignment with the reason you were born. Archangel Michael declares that your delay has expired. Your suffering has reached its limit. Doors that once resisted are trembling because they can no longer withstand heaven's command. That tension you have felt is not anxiety, it is divine urgency. It is the sound of heaven stirring your spirit awake. It is the pressure of destiny pressing against the door of your life. Angels have been guarding you longer than you realize. They diverted accidents. They silenced conversations meant to destroy you. They hid your name from those who would have used you for their gain. Even when heaven felt silent, it was not absence. It was protection. Archangel Michael whispers, if you knew what was planned against you, you would weep in gratitude for why God kept you hidden. The reason you are breathing right now is because the appointed time has arrived. The veil is being pulled back. Secrets are surfacing. Inheritance delayed is being released. Truth buried by others is rising like fire breaking through the ground. There is something with your name on it, hidden for years. It may be a document, a contract, an account, or a key tied to something greater than money. It is connected to your destiny. Someone influential has been holding it, waiting for heaven's signal. That signal has been given. But even now, another hand is trying desperately to intercept it. Remember this and do not forget it. The enemy always sends a counterfeit before the real promise manifests. A familiar voice, someone you trusted, will attempt to distract, delay, or confuse you at the final moment. Do not rush. Do not be pressured. Do not hand over what heaven is restoring to you. Discernment is your shield now. Stay awake, beloved. What is unfolding cannot be stopped, but it must be received wisely. Heaven has moved. The line has been drawn. And everything from this point forward will reveal who was sent to help you and who was never meant to walk into what comes next. Is speaking against you in secret, but their words are already losing weight. What they whisper behind closed doors is dissolving before it can land. Heaven says their voice no longer carries authority. Very soon, their intentions will surface without you exposing anything. Their name will come into the light on its own. You will not need to defend yourself, explain yourself, or fight back, because Archangel Michael's sword is already drawn, cutting the cords of influence they once used against you. This is the real reason you were kept alive when you should have fallen. This is why, in your darkest nights, when exhaustion pressed you to give up, something inside you whispered, "Hold on." That voice was not chance. It was not stubborn willpower. It was the Spirit of God anchoring you to life because your assignment was unfinished. Your survival was intentional. Your breath was guarded. Your life was preserved for this moment. You are not carrying only your own story, and that is why the battle was fierce. There are people tied to your obedience. There are futures connected to your breakthrough. When you stand, others are freed. When you rise, chains break beyond your own life. The enemy wanted you gone because he knew that if you lived, you would become dangerous. And now here you are awake, standing, and positioned at the edge of a revelation that will break patterns for generations. Do not underestimate the weight of this hour, because heaven does not exaggerate. When Archangel Michael speaks of minutes, it means the window is closing quickly. What you do with this message determines what unfolds next. If you receive it with faith, alignment will happen faster than you expect. If you ignore it, the moment passes and what was prepared moves on. This is not fear, it is responsibility. Chosen ones are still required to choose. Even now, the atmosphere around you is responding. If you pause and breathe, you may feel a sudden chill, a wave of emotion, or a memory rising unexpectedly. Pay attention to that response. It is heaven signaling that angels are drawing near, waiting for your agreement. Whisper it softly if you must, "I am ready." That agreement releases movement. Once alignment begins, confirmation follows quickly. Calls will come without warning. Messages you thought were delayed forever will arrive. Doors you assumed were sealed will reopen. Opportunities you buried will rise again. These are not coincidences. They are signals that heaven is moving on your behalf. Hear this clearly, because it matters more than you realize. If this word is burning in your chest, do not disconnect from the flow guiding you. This is not about popularity or numbers. It is about positioning yourself where instruction continues. Missing the next word could mean missing direction you will soon need. Stay awake. Stay ready. There are rare moments when heaven bends low and time itself slows down. This is one of those moments. You feel it in the pressure on your chest, in the tears that appear without explanation, in the inability to simply scroll away. Archangel Michael is not whispering now, he is declaring. The countdown has begun. What was promised over your life is already standing at the threshold. Heaven will not force it upon you. It waits for your agreement, your yes, your openness. Every betrayal you survived, every loss you thought ended you, every mistake you regret was redirected so you would arrive right here, right now, alive and listening. You are carrying something larger than yourself, and that truth explains everything. You are carrying prayers prayed by ancestors who never saw their fulfillment. You are carrying breakthroughs your family could not reach. That is why the battles felt unfair. That is why resistance was relentless. The weight you carried was not just yours, it was the weight of what was waiting to be born through you. Archangel Michael says this plainly: this is why you were kept alive. The enemy failed because the story could not end before this chapter was written. And now listen carefully, because this matters. Someone is watching you not randomly, but because heaven placed your name in their thoughts. They hold a key that belongs to you. They may not even understand why they are being drawn to you, but they are about to turn that key in your direction. This key may look ordinary, but it will change your trajectory. It could be financial release, a connection, or access to a space you could never reach alone. Heaven has already stirred their heart. But as this blessing approaches, there is still a shadow trying to interfere at the last second. Do not rush. Do not panic. Do not accept substitutes. The enemy always sends distraction before fulfillment. A familiar voice may try to hurry you, confuse you, or redirect your focus. Stay steady. What is meant for you will not require compromise or fear. This is the moment discernment protects destiny. You are closer than ever. Heaven has moved. Angels are positioned. The line has been drawn. And everything from this point forward will reveal who was sent to help you and who was never meant to cross into what comes next. Stay present. Stay open. Stay awake. What is unfolding cannot be stopped, but it must be received with wisdom. Your survival was not accidental. Your awakening is not delayed. And the chapter opening now will change far more than just your life. Someone whose heart is not clean toward you is still trying to interfere, but their reach is fading fast. Do not panic and do not confront them, because heaven is already doing what you could never do on your own. Their influence is thinning. Their words are losing weight. Very soon you will witness a moment where a mask slips and a truth stands naked in the light. You will not have to guess. You will not have to wonder. You will simply know that heaven was not exaggerating and that their season of deception has reached its end. This is why the Spirit urges you to stay alert in the days ahead. Pay attention to your dreams in the coming nights, because instruction will arrive there quietly but clearly. Pay attention to sudden conversations that feel out of place, because confirmation will come through them. Notice repeating numbers, patterns, and signs crossing your path, not as superstition, but as reminders that you are not wandering in confusion, you are walking in alignment. Heaven speaks in layers, and each layer is now unfolding around you. Understand this clearly: the final alert is not only a warning, it is a delivery notice. Something delayed is being handed to you. Something silenced is about to roar with authority. You once believed the waiting meant heaven forgot you, but heaven never forgets. The delay was preparation. The silence was strategy. The pain was shaping you so that when this moment arrived, you would have the wisdom to carry it without losing yourself. If your heart is racing and your spirit feels stirred, do not label it fear. This is recognition. Your soul recognizes the voice behind these words. It is the same voice that pulled you back when destruction came close. The same voice that spoke in hospital rooms, courtrooms, and lonely nights when you believed no one saw you. That voice never left. It guarded you. It shielded you when arrows came from every direction. Archangel Michael is the messenger, but the message flows from the throne itself. Hear this truth settle into you without resistance. You were kept alive because your story is not finished. You are preserved because others are attached to your obedience. You were held steady because you are chosen. Look back at the pattern of your life and be honest with yourself. Accidents that should have taken you missed. Betrayals that should have destroyed you instead revealed truth. Moments when you thought you were drowning still ended with you breathing again. That was not luck. That was divine preservation. Preservation always means preparation. Heaven does not guard what it does not intend to use. If you were preserved this far, it was never to leave you empty-handed at the end. You were kept for this exact hour. And now, as angels stand in formation around you, Archangel Michael's sword is blazing with light, severing ties that no longer belong to your future. Watch closely what that sword is cutting away. It is detaching leeches that drained your joy. It is burning contracts written against your name in darkness. It is shattering cycles that try to repeat themselves through your bloodline. This sword is not only a weapon, it is a key. It unlocks what was barred. It opens what was sealed. And when it strikes, chains fall not only from your hands, but from the hands of those connected to you. Your obedience is larger than your personal victory. It is freeing an entire line of destiny. You may feel ordinary, but heaven does not measure you by appearance. Heaven sees a survivor of the battlefield, a carrier of light, someone who endured pressure without losing faith. What you survived has made you dangerous to darkness, and that is why resistance followed you so relentlessly. Now hear the declaration that changes everything. Archangel Michael announces that the resistance has lost its authority. The war over your destiny has already been decided. The enemy is retreating. His plans are collapsing. His weapons are breaking in his hands. You are stepping into a victory secured long before you understood the fight. Do not let this word slip past you casually. If your spirit burns and tears fall, pause and mark your agreement. Whisper it aloud if you can. I receive. Agreement unlocks acceleration. And while you are here, remain connected to the flow of these messages, because what comes next will be instruction you need to carry this blessing safely. Each word is a breadcrumb out of confusion, a shield against misdirection, a guide through unfamiliar territory. Right now, unseen movement is intensifying around you. The air feels thick because heaven is rearranging circumstances. Papers are being signed without your knowledge. Conversations are happening with your name at the center. Someone with influence is considering you, even if you cannot imagine how. And soon, very soon, an announcement will arrive that turns your life in a direction you did not expect, yet your spirit will instantly recognize as right. You will struggle to explain it except with one sentence. This was God. Lean closer in spirit, because what follows goes even deeper. For years, truths were hidden from your natural eyes but carried weight in your soul. There are secrets woven into your bloodline that explain why your path was harder than others, why resistance met you early, why you were forced to mature quickly. Heaven is preparing to reveal these truths not to burden you, but to free you fully. This revelation will not crush you, it will complete you. What you are about to understand will reframe your entire life. It will explain the battles, validate the pain, and reveal why your endurance mattered. Stay present. Stay receptive. The unveiling has already begun, and what is coming next will connect every unanswered question into one clear purpose-filled picture. That is why every step forward felt like it stirred resistance you could not explain. Long before you took your first breath, covenants were made in your bloodline without full understanding. Words were spoken in shadows, and those words became weights passed down through generations. You were born carrying battles you never chose, fighting pressures that did not begin with you. But tonight, Archangel Michael announces that this cycle ends here. You will not carry what your fathers carried. You will not bow to what your mothers bowed to. The suffering that tried to repeat itself meets its end with you. Heaven says you were kept alive for this exact purpose, so that through you, freedom would finally begin. Look back honestly at your life and you will see the fingerprints of preservation everywhere. The illness that vanished before doctors could name it. The accident that missed you by seconds. The betrayal that should have crushed you but somehow did not destroy you. None of it was random. Every near miss was intentional. Every escape was ordered. Heaven was protecting a future moment when a scroll with your name written on it would be opened. That scroll is opening now. Its words burn with fire, and the message is unmistakable. Chosen one, your time has come. The enemy tried everything to erase this chapter before it could be written. He tried to bury it, but fire cannot be buried. He tried to silence it, but fire cannot be silenced. Now the flames are rising, burning away lies spoken over you and lighting up truths that were hidden from your sight. What was meant to end you has instead announced you. There is someone close who misjudged how guarded you truly are in the spirit. They thought your silence meant weakness. They mistook patience for blindness. They whispered against you, plotted quietly, even smiled in your face while holding betrayal behind their back. Heaven has recorded every move. Archangel Michael's eyes do not blink, and his sword does not sleep. That person's name is being revealed, not by your effort, but by their own actions. You will notice a slip of the tongue, a strange reaction, a sudden distance when your blessing appears. Do not be shocked when they fall away. Their removal is not your loss. It is your protection. I know your heart still carries questions from earlier seasons. You asked why loving deeply seemed to bring pain instead of peace. You wondered why you carried weight after weight while others walked freely. The answer comes now. You are being shaped into a vessel strong enough to hold a miracle that fragile hearts could not carry. You are not ordinary. You are not common. You are chosen, and chosen ones are forged in fire. You were in the furnace, but like gold, you emerged refined, not destroyed. Every tear you shed watered the soil of your destiny. Every heartbreak carved space inside you for greater purpose. Every loss hollowed out room that heaven now intends to fill with abundance. Do not mistake God's silence for absence. While you thought heaven was quiet, roots were growing underground, unseen but powerful. Roots strong enough to support what is now about to break through the surface. The tree of your destiny is pushing upward, and nothing can stop it now. Storms may come and winds may rage, but the roots hold firm. You are about to experience sudden growth, sudden favor, sudden opportunity that others will call overnight success. But you will know the truth. It was years in the making. Years of endurance. Years of hidden faith. Heaven wastes nothing, not even your pain. Even now, a person of influence is wrestling with a decision, and your name sits at the center of it. They may not understand why they feel drawn to you, why your face returns to their thoughts, why your name keeps resurfacing. This is not coincidence. It is divine orchestration. Heaven is pressing on their spirit, guiding their hand. When the call comes, when the message arrives, when the document is signed, do not shrink back. Do not doubt your worth. You are not receiving charity. You are receiving inheritance. What is coming is restoration, not luck. What was stolen must be returned. What was withheld must be released. This is law in heaven, and no force on earth can overturn it. Archangel Michael stands ready, sword lit with holy fire, not only to protect what is coming but to ensure nothing impure can cling to it. Attempts to corrupt your blessing will fail. Contracts written in darkness will burn. Words fueled by jealousy will dissolve. Eyes watching you with envy will lose sight of your path. Understand this and let it anchor you. Your journey has never been about survival alone. It has been about breaking cycles, ending curses, and opening doors that were shut for generations. You are not stepping into something small. You are stepping into divine alignment. What begins now will echo far beyond you. Stay steady, stay discerning, and stay awake. Heaven has already moved. The resistance has been broken. The inheritance is in motion. And the chapter being written now will explain every unanswered question you ever carried. Only those appointed to walk beside you will truly recognize where you are headed. Others will watch in confusion, unable to trace your steps or explain your progress, and that confusion is not failure, it is protection. Heaven has wrapped your path in light for you, but to those who would sabotage you, it looks like fog. They cannot follow what they cannot see. Beloved child, the time is shorter than it appears. The countdown is not years or months but weeks, days, even hours. The urgency you feel is real. Your spirit is syncing with heaven's clock, and that rhythm is accelerating. The pounding in your chest is not anxiety, it is alignment. You are standing on the edge of manifestation, and the enemy knows it. That is why distractions grew louder, temptations felt stronger, and doubts tried to weigh heavier than usual. But hear this clearly: the noise is not power, it is panic. The enemy only roars when ground is slipping from beneath him. Lift your eyes above the chaos. Fix your focus on the voice that says, "Stand still and witness the deliverance prepared for you." If this word grips you, do not dismiss it or drift away. Anchor yourself in this moment. Whisper, "I will not miss my hour." Let that agreement settle into your bones. Stay attentive, because the next instruction will be precise, timed, and necessary. The direction you receive will not come late, and it will not be confusing. Heaven does not speak to scatter, it speaks to gather. Even now, movement is happening around your life that you cannot yet see. Angels are repositioning what concerns you: your home, your resources, your future. Some will hear unexplained sounds in the night. Others will wake from dreams so vivid they feel like memories. You may notice patterns repeating, numbers following you, signs appearing where you least expect them. Do not fear these things. They are confirmations, fingerprints of heaven pressing gently into your reality to let you know the shift has begun. Everything trembling inside you is not weakness, it is awareness. Your spirit senses the veil thinning. You are standing at the edge of a river that has flowed beneath your life for years, unseen, unheard, gathering strength. Tonight, the river rises. The current breaks through the surface, and what was hidden becomes visible. Archangel Michael leans close and urges you to see with faith, not fear, because what you are about to witness was set in motion long before your first prayer ever left your lips. There is a sound in heaven when a scroll is opened. It thunders and whispers at the same time. It shakes the stars yet settles the heart. That sound has been released. The scroll bearing your name has been unsealed. Inside it are dreams you buried because they felt impossible, answers to prayers you forgot you prayed, and pieces of yourself you thought were lost. They are returning whole, not broken, abundant, not scarce. Angels carry them carefully, laying them before you with purpose. At the same moment, another work is happening quietly but completely. Chains you inherited but never earned are dissolving. Debts you did not create are losing their hold. Shame you never deserved is evaporating like mist in sunlight. These things cannot follow you forward. Heaven has spoken enough, and when heaven closes a chapter, nothing can reopen it. A meeting is being prepared that will change the pace of your life. Someone you do not yet know has been shaped for years to cross your path at the exact right time. Their resources, insight, and influence have been stored like a warehouse waiting for release. This is not pity or charity. It is transfer by divine order. You will recognize them by the peace around them, not by flattery. They will open a door no one can shut, and behind it is what you need for the next stage of your calling. As light increases, discernment must deepen. When blessing draws near, counterfeits attempt to approach. Do not be surprised if someone from your past reappears with smooth words and familiar smiles, hoping to attach themselves to your rise. Test what comes near you. Listen for the quiet confirmation within. Heaven will guard what it gives you. The same angels who deliver the blessing will stand watch around it, and nothing impure will cross their line. Child of the Most High, remember how precious your survival truly is. It is not a footnote, it is a headline in heaven. There were nights you felt forgotten, yet every tear was counted, every breath recorded, every step guarded. You are not here by accident. You were preserved with intention. And now, as the path clears and the river rises, step forward with confidence. What unfolds next will explain everything you endured, and it will prove that nothing in your life was wasted. You are here because your story is not finished, and this moment is not accidental. As you stand at the edge of what is unfolding, lift your eyes with expectation, not fear, because what heaven is about to do will feel unfamiliar yet deeply familiar at the same time. It may not look like the picture you imagined, but it will answer the prayer you whispered from the deepest place in your soul. If your heart is racing as you read, quietly say, "I receive," because that agreement unlocks movement. It gives angels permission to accelerate what has already been set in motion and to align the final details that have been waiting for your yes. Stay alert now, because alignment brings visible change. You will begin to notice subtle shifts that carry unmistakable meaning. People who drained you will slowly drift away without conflict. Conversations that once stalled will open naturally. Ideas you thought were finished will resurface with clarity and direction. These are not coincidences. They are heaven rearranging your life piece by piece, guiding you out of confusion and into preparation. Watch the signs closely, record your dreams, and pay attention to confirmations that repeat, because you are being led step by step out of the wilderness. The path ahead may feel narrow, but it is secure and unmistakably yours. Archangel Michael's presence goes before you, clearing obstacles you cannot see, cutting through confusion that once tangled your steps. You were preserved for this crossing. The enemy could not end you because this chapter was written before your first breath. The countdown you sensed was not meant to scare you but to awaken you. Rise now with courage, because the miracle you asked for is no longer distant. It is standing within reach, waiting for your obedience to open the door. There is a weight in the atmosphere tonight, like clouds heavy with rain. For years, heaven gathered answers to prayers you thought were forgotten, weaving mercy, justice, and restoration into a design too large for you to see. Now the wind shifts and the first drops fall. You may sense it as stillness, chills, or emotion without explanation. That is the unseen breaking into the scene. Archangel Michael stands firm at the edge of your timeline and urges you forward, reminding you that the current you feel is not danger but deliverance. Understand this clearly, because it reframes your past. The betrayals taught you discernment. The losses trained your endurance. The loneliness refined your ability to hear the quiet voice of truth. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. That season is ending now, and manifestation is beginning. Years of sowing in tears are turning into seasons of visible fruit. Where there was lack, provision will appear. Where there was silence, there will be recognition. Where there was rejection, there will be honor, because heaven refines in private and restores in public. A significant connection is being arranged even now. Someone you do not yet know feels an unexplainable pull toward you. Their resources, influence, and access have been positioned by heaven for this exact moment. When the meeting comes, do not shrink back or question your worth. This is not charity. It is inheritance. Angels who guarded you in childhood are guiding this encounter, and nothing can delay or intercept it. What has been written will unfold precisely on time. Yet wisdom is required as blessing approaches. Archangel Michael warns, as the blessing approaches, those who sought to use you will surface. Familiar faces may return with flattering words, hoping to attach themselves to your rise. Test what comes near you. Listen to the quiet confirmation within. Heaven will give you unmistakable discernment. The same sword that clears your path will also cut away attachments that would drain your future. You will not be deceived, and you will not be taken advantage of. Reflect now on every moment you almost gave up. Those tears were not wasted. They were seeds that softened your heart and prepared the ground for what is growing now. You endured so that your spirit would be strong enough to carry the weight of blessing without losing humility. Heaven wastes nothing, not even pain, and every delay was shaping you for sustainability, not just success. As you move forward, expect momentum but remain grounded. Peace will replace striving. Confidence will rise without arrogance. Clarity will settle where confusion once lived. This is how you will know the shift is real. Stay attentive, stay humble, and stay responsive to instruction, because what comes next will require wisdom as much as faith. Finally, anchor this truth in your heart and walk with courage. You were preserved for this hour, prepared through every season, and protected until the right moment arrived. What opens now will confirm why you survived everything behind you. Step forward without hesitation. Heaven has already gone ahead of you, and what unfolds next will speak for itself.